Alright, hello everybody. Welcome back to another video. And in today's video, I'll be playing Anime Final Strike. I'll be showcasing Yuno, which is a Battle Pass unit. You can get it from being level 100. And if you bought the Battle Pass, you get the shiny version. I got her on talent, S minus attack, S plus range, and SSS SPA. And here are her passives. First one is Hemorrhage, which applies bleed to enemies and applies 75% blood loss for 6 seconds. And the second one is Stalker's Advantage, which deals 20% damage to the enemy with the highest HP in range. Now, you might say that this unit is mid, or maybe she sucks. Like, I've seen her on the very bottom of the tier list, on most tier lists, and every YouTuber just downplays her. But I think she's a really good unit, especially with her AoE and her total DPS, which is about 1.4k plus the bleed, which will make her about probably 2k. So 2k DPS is not bad for a hybrid unit too. So here is her cosmetic. You're just hugging a blade. Alright, so let's get on to the showcase. Alright, so right now we are in the match, and I'm going to farm real quick. While I farm, I'll be talking about how this unit is pretty much downplayed by most people. Look, I don't think because a unit on placement is ground, it makes them instantly bad. Like you can see units like maybe Tanjiro or maybe even Okira. They're both good units, even with their drawbacks being ground unit on placement, or maybe even Tanjiro, who's just ground forever. So as you can see, Okira is a ground unit, and I don't see him being downplayed because he's literally a good unit. And I don't know why people say Yuno is a bad unit. Like she doesn't do bad damage. She does the average DPS. She has hemorrhage. She has bleed. For example, if you don't want to be grinding for Ichigo, you could just get Yuno and be done with get on with your day. So I really don't understand the thing with Yuno and why people think she's bad. All right, so here's the first attack. She pulls out a gun. I'll put it on 1 time speed. Now, of course, that's just me. Personally, I don't use Yuno on most progressive stages because I have Ichigo, and I think Ichigo just solos everything, even in challenges, daily challenges. I've been soloing daily challenges with Ichigo. But let's just say you don't want to grind for Ichigo. You can't macro. You can't like automatically clear stages. You know, the mass is 1% and the stage itself is really hard. You can get Yuno. Right, so here's the second attack. She turns into a circle. She slams down with a sword. This game has really good animations, but I don't think this game will live for long because there's enemy vanguards and enemy last stand, and this is basically a mix of both. Now here's the third attack. She pulls out an AK or maybe an M4. I don't know. She turns into a line. This is as big as Vegeta's line. Next attack. And so I forgot to mention her first and second attack doesn't multi-hit. Like the third one too, where she slams the sword, it doesn't multi-hit. She starts being multi-hit when she pulls out the machine gun and this attack. Looks like about 5 multi-hits. Then here's the final attack. She cost around 80,000 to max out. And here's the AoE. And this is why I said this unit is not bad. I think she deserves about, not in the meta tier, but maybe S tier, just because she can be a substitute to Ichigo, which is extremely expensive. He's about 100,000 to max out. Well, if you see Yuno, she's about 80,000, a bit less. And her AoE is this big. It's almost half a circle. Right. So if you count the DPS, it's about 2,000 DPS, including the bleed. The bleed does 4,900 or about 5,000, which does 1,600 per tick for 3 seconds. Now, we're not counting the crit because the crit obviously came from the trait. But I think it's a pretty good unit. You can apply bleed, blood loss for 6 seconds. Now, the blood loss is really good because her SPA is 5.8. This is with SSS, obviously. I don't think SS or S is that much different. It's probably around 6 seconds or more. And this is probably a flaw. With SSS SPA, she can't be applying blood loss repeatedly, which as to maybe if she has 6 SPA, she'll be applying it every time the blood loss goes off. Now this obviously is better for the bleed effect because it's 3 seconds. And her second passive is just really good on and all, just because she does about roughly 1.3, 1.4K more against stronger enemies, the strongest enemy in her range. You could probably just do like strongest, make her attack the strongest, and she does more damage to that specific enemy, maybe even bosses. So yeah, that's my thought on the unit. I don't think it's a bad unit. Again, I might be wrong. You might have other opinions, and I don't really care. You could say like, oh, Ichigo just solos everything. Well, yeah, Ichigo solos everything, obviously, just because he's full AoE and he's hybrid on placement. But keep in mind, let's say you can't grind for Ichigo, you get this unit. This unit is fine. This unit is fine. I can get wave 100 with this unit and a full team of other units. And I think the battle pass unit is not bad. This game has a good battle pass unit, and I think that's a pretty rare mechanic. I mean, a pretty rare thing to occur on a TD game, apart from AV, obviously. If you've seen BP units on games like MLS 10 or Animal Adventures, they are never good. So yeah, that's my closing thought. Thanks for watching. See you.